What's up? What's up? What's happening? How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's doing well. We're going to get ready to start the stream in just a few minutes, y'all. 1-2 minutes, we're going to be on the stream. I just got to go really quick and put the page up on the Facebook page. So y'all come on in here. Hit that like button as soon as you get up in here, y'all. Don't forget, you want to support the channel, hit us up on our email. We're going to get started in just a few seconds, man. Y'all get up in here. Hit that like button as soon as you get up in here, man. We're going to start the show in just a few minutes. Hit that like button as soon as you get up in here. Drop a comment. Let me know what y'all saying. Let me know how y'all feeling. We're going to start the show in just a few minutes. Don't forget to hit the like button as soon as you get up in the stream. I just got to go to the Facebook really quick and drop the link over there on the Facebook for y'all. Don't forget, man, you want to support the channel. Best way to support the channel, pick up some of our merch, pick up some of our great t-shirts. Summertime here in New York City is hot as shit out there. Make sure you pick up some merch, pick up some tees, man. We got that Illmatic tee, we got the 16 bars, we got the Dynasty tee. We also got the Lil' Kim T as well, man. Let's get into it, y'all. How's everybody doing tonight, man? Thank y'all for joining another episode of Talking Bars. Beautiful Thursday here in NYC. Hope everybody's doing well. Looking in the chat, I see Jay Boogie is here. Jayla, thanks for joining the stream. I see Tammy the Leo's in the stream. Shout out to Tammy. Tammy's in the stream. Go check out Full Blast Radio, y'all. Go check out Tammy's YouTube. Go check out her YouTube show, all right? And go check out her Instagram page. Charlie is in the building. Charlie, thanks for coming through. We see Blocker time. Blocker's in the building. Blocker, thanks for coming through. Tammy has a comment. Tammy says, I love Nas, but yes, he's been a flop. We're going to talk about it today. Charlie has a comment. Charlie says, R.I.P. Freaky Tah. Freaky Tah, if you don't know who Freaky Tah is, Freaky Tah was one of the founding members of the Lost Boys right here, Jamaica, Queens, Southside Jamaica, Queens. Shout out to Freaky Tah. Lost his life in a hotel not too far from here as well, back in the 90s. So rest in peace to Freaky Tah. Shout out to Southside Jamaica, Queens. Yep, we're in Jamaica, Queens. Southside is just a step away. Rest in peace to Freaky Tah. Shout out to the Lost Boys. Shout out to Mr. Cheeks. All right, thank you for that, Charlie. Blocker says, what's up? Shout out to Blocker. Dame 252 is in the building. Dame has a comment. Dame says, compare these numbers to artists from his era. We're going to compare numbers, Dame. We're going to compare numbers. You just sit back, get your popcorn, get your drink ready. We're going to get into it. Once again, thanks for joining Talking Bars. Today, I'm asking you guys two questions. All right, I'm asking you guys two questions today. First things first, Nas's album, his brand new album, Magic 2, the sales numbers are out, and Magic 2 has sold first week 17,000 copies. And I see Dame 252 is already jumping, talking about compare it to other people's sales. This is the question I'm asking you guys today. Is Nas Escobar, a veteran of the game, a well-respected MC, respected by everyone in the game, known all over the U.S., known all over the world? Nas's name is an international name. Nas has been around since the early 90s, dropping gems. Everybody knows who Nas is. Is Nas only selling 17,000 copies a flop? I need you guys to hit the comment section down below. Nas is not me. I'm not selling 17. If I sell 17,000 copies, I'll be happy. But I don't have the fan base that Nas has. A lot of you Nas guys out there, y'all don't want to admit certain things. So let's talk about it today. Is 17,000 copies coming from Nas Escobar a flop? And the second question I want to ask you guys today, this one had me thinking. After I saw Nas's numbers, I started thinking about this. The second question I'm going to ask you guys today, should, not all artists, should certain artists go back to selling physical albums? We're going to talk about it. Should certain artists go back to selling albums? Now remember, back in the 90s, a lot of these artists were under these record labels. They were selling albums for $16, $20, and the artist was only getting maybe 7 cents on the dollar on an album. A lot of these artists, they have their own record label now. A lot of these artists are what's the word? What's the word when they on their own? Oh my God, I'm getting brain freeze. When you're selling out of your trunk, when you're selling your own albums, hit the chat. Tell me the word. But should some artists go back to selling physical copies? I'm gonna hit some of the comments. I'm gonna go back to Dame. Dame25 says, compare these numbers to artists from his era. Blocker says, also, your artists should just basically go back into the CD era. There should be no more music streaming services. Now listen, time has changed, Blocker, okay? We're not, look at music from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. Time is changing, technology is changing. Some might even say that this is the best time to sell music because you do not need, if you are an artist today, if you are someone that's aspiring to be an artist, you want to put out music, you want to be an artist, you have these vast dreams to be a superstar, you do not need a record label anymore. As long as you have this, as long as you have a device, you can release your music on multiple platforms. There's Tidal, there's SoundCloud, there's Apple Music. There are ways for you to release your music today that you didn't have back in the days. Back in the days, you had to have a record label, an A&R, you had to have the distribute. They were distributing. It's totally different today, Blocker. You cannot say we cannot go into, everybody has a digital device. This is the easiest era. This is the easiest era to sell music. You don't have to get up, go into a car, drive 2 miles, go to the mall, go to your favorite mom and pop store, go to buy the CDs. You don't got to do that no more. You get up in the morning, you drink your coffee, you go brush your teeth, you pull out your phone, oh, the album's out, boop, that's it. This is the easiest era to sell music. Is 17,000 copies from Nas a flop? Let me know. There you go. Tammy, thank you, Tammy. Independent. Okay, so back in the days, you had to be under a record label. All right, Master P and some of those West Coast guys, Jim Jones, they started going independent. So a lot of these artists today, they are independent. They don't need that machine behind them anymore. They can take care of their distribution. They can package. They can do everything themselves. A lot of your favorite artists are independent artists today. Thank you for that, Tammy. I was brain froze there for a second. Is 17,000 copies? I'm not talking about the regular guy selling albums. I'm not talking about the new artists coming out selling records. I'm not talking about Ice Spice. I'm talking about Nas. What is this? I'm talking about Nas, a veteran in the game. I want to go to something because Dame 25 said something. Dame 25 said something about numbers. Let's go to some numbers. Let's talk numbers. And a few weeks ago, I told you guys 2 weeks ago, I said two things. Either Nas is dropping too much music and too small of a time, or the music is just not that good. If you're not selling albums when everybody has a device, you can't sit here and tell me that Nas does not have more than 17,000 fans. If you cannot sell 20, 30, 40,000 albums when everybody has a cell phone, something is wrong. Let's go to some numbers. King's Disease. This is the first album in the hitboy Nas era. King's Disease. King's Disease sold 47,000 copies first week. It went number 5 on the US Billboard charts, and it's one of his top 14 albums. All right. King's Disease. Nas sold 47,000 copies. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let's go to the next slide here. This is King's Disease 2. King's Disease 2 debuted at number 3. So King's Disease 1, King's Disease 2, it went up, right? King's Disease 2, it sold 56,000 copies first week. The first album sold 46,000. People enjoyed it. They loved it. The fans loved it. They anticipated the second one. King's Disease 2 sold 56,000 copies. Hold on. Let's move forward again. Hold on. Hit that like button down below, y'all. Nas dropped the Magic album after King's Disease 2. Now remember, King's Disease 1, him and Hitboy, everybody was anticipating the album, 47,000 copies. People love King's Disease. King's Disease 2, everybody's anticipating too. It sold 57,000. Magic sold 22,000 copies, and it debuted number 27. Remember, King's Disease 2 went up, debuted number 4. King's Disease, now Magic took a step back. Okay, hold on. Let's take a look at one more. King's Disease 3. King's Disease 3 debuted at number 10 on the Billboard 200, and King's Disease 3 sold 29,000 copies. Now, the pattern that you just saw, King's Disease sold great, 47,000. King's Disease 2 sold better. Magic, back down. King's Disease 3, go down. When Nas released Illmatic, people loved the album. They anticipated the second album. When Nas released It Was Written, album sales went up. Everybody loved It Was Written. When Nas released the I Am album sales went up. Is 17,000 copies first week a flop? And remember, let's remember, 50 Cent was promoting the album as well. We all know Nas is a legend. We all know Nas has been around since the early 90s. We all know everybody loves Nas. Everybody got Nas in their top 10. All right? 50 Cent, one of the biggest artists in New York City. 50 Cent, a well-known artist around the world. 50 Cent, the leader of G-Unit, one of the greatest hip-hop groups of all time, was promoting the album, and the album only sold 17,000 copies? Let me hit the comments. We got Jason in the building. Shout out to Jason. Jason Catacomb. Jason said, what's up? He said, chat. He says, chat, Take Flight Society, Red McFly, this Saturday, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, Music Fest, co-heading for G-Eazy. Then there's an after party at Club Main Gate. Y'all go check out Red McFly. Go check out Red's music. Go check out Jason's page. Jason got an Instagram page. Go follow Jason. Go check out Take Flight Society. They got some big things going on. They got some stuff with Benny the Butcher, one of my favorite new artists. Shout out to Benny. Shout out to Jason. Shout out to Red McFly, man. Music Fest coming up. Get your tickets, man. After party is at Club Main Gate. Jason says, I'm at rehearsal, but thanks for the continuous support and leave my guy Nas alone. I want to get into the second part of this, what I was asking you guys earlier. Should some artists go back to selling physical albums? Now, there are some people that are hip-hop heads that came into hip-hop in the late 2000s that don't know what physical CDs are or don't own physical CDs. Now, one of the things that's amazing about physical CDs is that to this day, if you're not into digital music, you can still take out your CD if you have a CD player and you have your music. All right, some of these digital platforms, they take the music off. I'm looking at you, Snoop Dogg. If you have the physical CD, you got a CD player, you can still listen to your physical CD. But I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about the packages of physical CDs. And today we're talking about sales. Today we're talking about Nas Escobar, a veteran MC that's been around for a long time that could not get past 17,000 copies his first week. If Nas was to release Magic in a physical copy, would you buy it? Hit the comments down below. Let me know. So, if you've never owned a physical CD, you've never owned an album, one of the things that people that bought albums used to anticipate, I know I used to anticipate this. I used to always want to put the album on, listen to the album, and go through the booklet. Okay, so this is Nas's third album, one of my favorite albums. This is the I Am album. And in the album, you will see the track list, stuff like that in there. But in this album, some of the tracks Nas has the verses for in there. So one of the things I loved about physical media, I could see exactly what Nas was saying, verses, the bars, and physical albums, the artists used to always take the time to put pictures in their albums. And some of the artwork in some of these albums are totally amazing. That right there, that's off the charts, yo. Okay? You got some more track listings in there with the verses. And in the back there, you got some of the thank yous as well. And a lot of artists did this as well. They would promote their next upcoming album. So if you don't know, the next album after the I Am album was the Nostradamus album. So should some artists, and when I say go back to physical albums, okay, maybe they don't have to release the CDs, but they can give you a digital code to download the album to your device, and you can just collect the packaging. Hit the comments down below. Let me hear what you guys think about that. Here's what I think, right? When an artist puts out music, even though I'm going to listen to the music nowadays on my physical device, it'll be amazing to still get the booklet, read through the verses, and just have a piece of media. Tammy has a comment down below. Tammy says, I miss CDs. Yes, I do as well. This is another one of Nas's albums. This is the Godson album, another amazing album from Nas. Again, physical CD is in there. See some artwork from Nas in the CD there. This CD right here is, I mean, you take a look for yourself. Take a look for yourself. All right. There are some artwork in there. Imagine Nas releasing Magic, the Magic album. Imagine Nas releasing the Magic album with some new updated pictures from what's going on in his life right now. Check this one out right here. Look at that one. Oh man, got the burner. Got the burner. That picture is hard. That's hard. Okay. Got some bunch of collage in there. And this one right here is real nice. He got some of his verses. You can see it. He got some verses scribbled. Look on the back as well. He got some of his verses scribbled on there, on the artwork right there. So, and this one right here, this is one of my favorites right here. He has a thank you to his mom on there. His mom is beautiful. Shout out, rest in peace. It says, to moms, thank you for giving me the strength to continue. I didn't think I could finish this album. I love you, Ma. 4502. Album dedication, Ann Jones. We love you. We love you, Mommy. Nas and Jung. Jung is Jungle, his brother. All right, so shout out to Nas. Beautiful. That's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful picture. One of my favorite Nas albums, the Godson album. And like I said before, also promoting some of their up-and-coming material right there. So the question today we're asking you guys two questions today. Nas Escobar, first week sales, 17,000 copies. Is that a flop? Coming from an artist like Nas that has been around for so long, that so many people know, that so many people respect, 50 Cent was helping to promote the album. 50 was promoting the first single to come out on Friday before the album came out. 50 Cent's name is on the album. How does Nas Escobar only sell 17,000 copies his first week? How? I told you guys weeks ago, you have to start admitting that some of this music is either two things. Either the music is not that good. Listen. I'm not putting anything from the King's Disease trilogy, anything from the two Magic albums. I'm not putting any of those over Illmatic. It was written, I Am, Stillmatic, Godson, and the first Lost Tapes. Those 6 albums right there, nothing Nas is releasing recently tops those albums. Nothing. So it's either the music that Nas is releasing now, it's not captivating. Because I just showed y'all, every album he released after the second album, the numbers with him and Hitboy started to go down. So either the music is not captivating or he's releasing too much music in too short of a time. Hit the comment section. I want to hear from you guys. I'm going to go back to the comments. Tammy has a comment. Tammy says, I miss CDs. Tammy says, I wouldn't mind seeing pics of Nas. Oh, man. Shout out to Tammy, yo. I wouldn't mind seeing pics of Nas. Thank you for that comment, Tammy. Gary439, Iffy? Gary439, Iffy says, 16 bars. Thanks for keeping the hip-hop energy alive. You are hip-hop. Peace. Gary, we appreciate you. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for coming through and checking, talking bars. Appreciate your comment. Dame25 says, how much did Illmatic sell first week? Let's go to that. Now remember, I told you guys weeks ago. I told y'all weeks ago, when Nas dropped I Am, that's when his sales skyrocketed. Okay, before I pull up these numbers, especially for Dame, before I pull up these numbers, I told you guys weeks ago, people loved Illmatic. Illmatic did not sell that well when it first dropped, but people loved the album and they anticipated his second album. When Nas dropped It Was Written, the numbers went up. We're gonna check it in a few seconds. If my memory serves correct, when he dropped It Was Written, the numbers went up. Nas started to sell big numbers when he almost went pop. When Nas dropped this album, this is when Nas started to see real album sales. And this was not because of the core Nas fans. No, the core Nas fans wanted him to stay hardcore. They didn't want to see him with producers like Puff Daddy and guys like that. When people heard Hate Me Now, the Nas fans hated Hate Me Now. Some of the stuff that's on this album, thank you to the mainstream that embraced Nas. Because when Nas tried to go pop again, and he did the song with Genuine on the Nostradamus album, you Nas fans, y'all hated it. All right, so I Am was the album that Nas, but let's take a look at it. Hold on a second. I'm gonna bring it up because some of y'all think I wasn't here. I was here in New York. I bought the albums. I went to Jamaica Avenue and picked up my physical album. Let's get into it. Hold on, Dame. I got you, Dame. All right. Illmatic, 1994. Let's go to Illmatic. Illmatic, first week, it sold 63,000 copies. Illmatic sold 63,000 copies. All right. Let's go to It Was Written. It Was Written first week. It Was Written first week sold 270,000 copies. Great. Like I said, when Illmatic dropped, people were hesitant. They bought it. They loved it. They waited for the next album. When It Was Written dropped, everybody bought it. Let's go to his third album, I Am. Let's go to I Am sales. Hold up. I Am sold 470. I Am doubled in album sales. 470,000 copies. When Nas was releasing albums, first, second, third, fourth album, his numbers were going up. You look at this King's Disease trilogy, people loved the first Hit Boy album. When they heard the second Hit Boy album, King's Disease 2, they bought it. They bought it. After that, it was all downhill. Dame, thank you for that. Thank you for that comment, Dame. Dame said, how much did Illmatic sell first week? Illmatic cracked 47,000. And then It Was Written went to 270,000. And then I Am went to 400 something thousand. So album sales. But Nas, this is Nas's album that broke this broke Nas out. That album, with the difference in producing, the difference in the sound in that album, he had Scarface on there, he had some features on there. That album shot Nas to the mainstream. Blocker says, my favorite Nas album is It Was Written. It Was Written, I think, is Nas's best album. I love that album. Dame says, how much did Snoop last album sell? Snoop is not selling albums anymore. Okay? Snoop Dogg is one of those artists that he peaked after his first album, and he never the Doggy Style album is Snoop's best album. Snoop has never recreated the magic he had on Doggy Style. Yes, Snoop has some decent albums after that. The No Limit album, the Last Meal album, Pay the Cost to Be the Boss. But if you look at the quality in Snoop's music, Snoop went like this first album, and then after that, Snoop's albums went down. So again, today's question we asking, is Nas selling 17,000 copies first week a flop? Should artists go back to selling physical CDs? And like I said, maybe they don't have to put the CD. Maybe they don't have to put the CD in there. Give us a package, give us a booklet, give us a download code. We can download the code to our phones and download the album. We don't have to get a physical CD. I would love a physical CD. I still have my CD players. But if you decide to not give me a physical CD, I'm not mad. Here is what I think. I think if artists push physical medias, it will sell more copies than the digital. Now think about this for a second. When you have a digital album, there's nothing for you to really care about. All you're doing is tapping on the album and playing the album. There is nothing memorable about an album on your device. There's nothing. Yes, sometimes some of these albums on Tidal, they have them where they move and the smoke. It's okay. It does not compare to physical media. It does not compare to opening up an album like Stillmatic and seeing this. It does not compare. Let me move this off of the screen. Hold on a second. A digital album does not compare to this. It does not. It does not. It does not. Look at the artwork. Look at the city. That's hard. That's hard. That's hard. Another thing about physical CDs, and we got Diamond Onyx in the building. Shout out to Diamond Onyx. Shine bright like a diamond. Diamond Onyx is in the building, one of the OG members, 16 bars. Shout out to Diamond. Diamond says, back, about to go tap in with a like. Diamond, we appreciate you. Shout out to Diamond. Iman is in the building. Iman, shout out to Iman. Iman has a comment. Iman says, I only like 2 songs on the Magic album. Ooh, oh. This album right here is from Master P. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you can see what it does. This album right here, if you can see it. This was Master P's The Last Don, and this is actually a double CD. It's a double CD in there, and in there you can see all the up and coming No Limit albums. Now, Tell me this ain't hard. Now, again, the albums, look, I trashed my album. I had these for years, okay? I bought this day one. I'm sorry, all right? That swung open so you can get both CDs in there. But again, tell me this ain't beautiful. You have an album cover like this. Look at the originality on that. That's hard. That's hard. Shout out to Master P. One of the things I loved about when an album came out, yes, I wanted to take my album home, read the comments, read through it, but rest in peace to DMX. When Def Jam released this album, I don't know if this is the first time they did this. I'm gonna ask the chat. If you guys know, you guys hit the chat, let me know for sure. But again, I trashed my album. I had this for a long time. This is the original album. When Def Jam released this album, this was a double CD. This is DMX's It's Dark in Hellish House. This is the original CD. Now, what they did was they released a second CD. I don't know where it is. I got hundreds and hundreds of CDs. I don't know. But what they did was they put a second CD in there with bonus content of other artists' songs. I forgot. I think it was Redman, Def Squad, something. But what they were doing were they were promoting the up-and-coming Def Jam artists coming soon. And I absolutely lost my mind when I went home, opened the album up, and saw that there was see, it says 2 CDs right there. It says 2 CDs. See right there? It says double CD. And I opened up this package, and there was a second CD, and I lost my mind when I got home with this CD. So, again, I'm asking you guys today, should certain artists go back to selling physical media? Will that increase their album sales? If I know that Nas is going to release a physical CD, and I know that Nas is going to put some sorts of pictures in there, some sorts of verses in there, some sort of bonus content in there, would you buy it? I know I would. Diamond Onyx says that was P hold up. Yeah, that's Master P. That's Master P, Diamond Onyx. That's Master P. That's the No Limit General right there. Shout out to the No Limit soldiers. That's Master P with the diamond encrusted. Oh. I love this album. Shout out to Master P, man. Shout out to No Limit. Diamond Onyx says C Murder. Shout out to C Murder, man. Free C Murder, y'all. Iman has a comment. Iman says, I bought almost every album in 97 to 98. Wow. Woo. 97, 98 was a hard year. You had to spend a lot of money in 97, 98. There were a lot of albums coming out. Iman has a comment. Iman says, Survival of the Illest. So Survival of the Illest was the tour that Def Jam was doing. So shout out to Iman with that. That's real. This right here, guys, when I first saw this album, I was very hesitant to pick up this album. This is if you don't know what album this is the Kanye West Good Music album, when Kanye West had the Good Music team, you know, Pusha T, Big Sean, 2 Chainz, that whole crew. This is that album. Now, usually I go to the record store around my way, and I usually pick up my albums. And I say, you know what? I was a Kanye fan, big Pusha T fan. Big Sean was coming up. I didn't really know much about Big Sean, so I bought the album, but I was very hesitant to buy this album when this album first came out, because I felt like it was a little bit blasphemous, the cover, but the cover intrigued me. And like I said, I was a Kanye West fan at the time, and that intrigued me as well. So this is the physical CD here. That's the CD. Like I said, I was very hesitant to buy the CD when it first came out. And here is the inside of the CD. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. See Tiana Taylor, see Big Sean, see Kanye, see Pusha T. The Good Music fan. This is the Good Music family. This is the Good Music team. When Kanye West started off the Good Music family, this was their debut album. One of my favorite physical albums that I have in my collection that I was not going to purchase. Excuse me. Because of the cover. But it grew on me. The album is dope. Love the album. If Nas was to do something like this with his, you know how Nas does his Egyptian thing with a nice Egyptian cover, would Nas' album sell more? So today we're asking you guys today, Nas sold 17,000 copies his first week. Do you guys think that's a flop for Nas? Like Nas is, people put Nas on Jay-Z's level. Let's just be real for a second. People compare Nas to Jay. Some say he better, all the time. Is Jay gonna drop an album and only sell 17,000 copies the first week? Should some artists like Nas go back to selling physical media? Now, I know some of y'all are going to say, it's expensive. No, it's not. No. CDs are at an all-time low. You can purchase CDs at an all-time, and you don't got to press a lot. You can press 20,000. You can press 30,000. Nas got money. This here is the Nas's first double CD. This is the Street's Disciple album. So that's CD 1. There's a booklet for CD 1. And on the other side, there's disc number 2. And there's another booklet for disc number 2 as well. You can see the supper, the Last Supper there. And in the booklet you have normal stuff. Yeah. I like this booklet. It's pretty cool. Some silhouettes on the back of that there. Nas on there. And on the back, see that right there with the First Supper. Nas in the window in the back of the Maybach, in the back of the back. And on this cover right here, Nas has, I think Tammy gonna like this one. This one's for Tammy right here. This one here is for Tammy. And on one side, you got your boy Nas. And on the other side, you got the First Supper on the other side here. So I'm asking you guys today, y'all, what do y'all think? Should Nas go back to selling physical CDs with packaging like this? Would the album sell more? Would the album sell 30, 40, 50,000 copies if you're getting a poster like this to put on your wall? Tammy could put this on her wall. Tammy could put this on her wall. If you're getting an album, if you're picking up an album from Nas, and when you pick up the album, you have something like this inside the album to keep for yourself as a memorabilia. I know a lot of people don't hang up stuff in their homes anymore. Yeah, I know. But people still collect. We collect. Let me go back to my favorite. Let me go back to one of my favorite Nas albums. Hold on, let me go back over here. There's a lot of us that think of Nas taking pictures with Hitboy, taking some pictures around his tours. He's touring around the world. Would the album sell even better? We got some of the verses in there. Shout out to Nas's mom. Rest in peace. Would the album sell better? Will you pick up a Nas album if it was a physical album instead of a digital album? Let me hit some more comments. Go back to Iman. Iman says survival of the illest. Blocker says, in my opinion, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood is DMX's best album, RIP. Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood is a great album. That's a toss-up. I like the original album. It's dark and hell is hot. It's more grimy. But remember, he released Flesh of My Flesh the same year. So, amazing albums, Blocker. But if I had to choose, I'm choosing It's Dark as Hell is Hot. Tammy has a comment. Tammy says, nah, sir. Shout out to Tammy. Iman has a comment. Iman says, even the mixtape had booklet. Dipset's mixtape. Shout out to Dipset. Shout out to Harlem. Tammy has a comment. Tammy says, I used to have Nas, Nori, Wu posters on my wall back in the days. A lot of us had posters on our walls. I remember when I was a little bit younger, when I first started to purchase CDs. Yes, I used to get the posters and post them up. I used to love going home with the album, put the album in, let the album play, and just go through the booklet. And while the album is playing, just reading through the booklet, reading through some of the stories, reading through some of the verses, seeing who the producers were, seeing who the features were on these albums. Would album sales go up if these artists go back to physical albums? Would their album sales increase? Will the ladies pick up the Nas albums if they had the pictures of Nas to look at while they're listening to the albums? The new generation coming up listening to hip hop, do they know about this? The new generation that is listening to digital music, that does not know about physical content, do they know about stuff like this? Look at the track listings. See the track listings in there? See the track listings? And you can see the silhouette of New York City. All right? Is this something that you want to see come back? Hit the chat down below. I'm gonna hit a few more comments up in here. Tammy has a comment. Again, oh yep. Thank you, Tammy. Tammy said I used to have Nas, Nori, Wu posters on my wall back in the day. Blocker says he's a Onyx fan. Shout out to Onyx. So yeah, man. 17,000 copies, guys. Let's be real. Let's be real. Let's be honest. Let's be honest for a second. I was not expecting Nas to sell 17,000 copies first week for this album. And I am not a big fan. I say that I'm not a big fan of the Hitboy Nas collaboration. I think that these three King's Disease albums and these two Magic albums, I think there are good content on there. I do not think any of these albums are classic albums. Like I said, none of these last 5 albums, in my opinion, none of them are touching Illmatic, It Was Written, I Am, Stillmatic, Godson, and Lost Tapes. They are not touching those 6 albums. So In my opinion, the last 5 Nas albums, they are good content, but they are not classic content. When an artist gives us so much music in so short of time, are we fatigued from Nas? Because remember, this is the easiest time to buy music, guys. It's not hard to purchase music anymore. And everybody got money. Everybody is spending money. Everybody's out there buying $400 sneakers. People are purchasing $200 Gucci belts. Damn, you walk around the city, everybody's on brunch every day of the week. So, excuse me. People are spending money. You go on your Instagram feed. Go on your Twitter feed. All these females are in Jamaica every other month. They're in Jamaica and they're over there in Guatemala and Mexico. People are spending money. It's not that hard to buy an album. You don't have to drive miles to go pick it up. All you got to do is pick up your phone, go to Tidal, go to Apple Music, go wherever you purchase and hit buy. That's it. You telling me more than 17,000 people is not picking up Nas's album? Why? Hit the comments down below. Dame252 has a comment. Dame252 says KD3 will be a classic. Now, I want to remind everybody the meaning of classic. A lot of people, we get that classic thing mixed up. Because you love an album and you love an artist, it does not mean that the album is classic. I'm a big Jay-Z fan. Jay's my man. That's my man's. But if Jay drop an album and there's one song on there that's a dud, it's not a classic. Doggy Style is a classic. You can run Doggy Style top to bottom, no skips. Ready to Die, classic. You can run Ready to Die top to bottom, no skips. You see Lil' Kim up there. You see Hardcore, the greatest female hip-hop album of all time. You could run Hardcore back to front, front to back, up to down, no skips. You telling me KD3 doesn't have any skips? Come on, y'all. Come. Dame252, I appreciate the comment. But sometimes, because we love an artist, we tend to give them a little break here and there. Is KD3 a classic? You guys tell me. Iman has a comment. Iman says, All Eyes on Me is a classic of all classics. All Eyes on Me is a classic. One of the greatest, maybe the greatest double CD of all time. Some people say Life After That is better. I love Biggie. Biggie's my man. Biggie's my man. Great album from Biggie. But there are some songs on Life After That that I will skip. What do you do when you think is untrue? And you got to find someone new. I need another. It's a good song. It's a good song. But it's a skip. It's a skip. There are some skips on Life After That. I love Life After That. But All Eyes on Me, classic. Thank you for that, Iman. Blocker says, and I'm a huge Ice Cube fan. Shout out to Ice Cube. The Predator classic Ice Cube album. Definitely a classic. All right, y'all. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming through to another episode of Talking Bars, man. I really, truly appreciate y'all. Thanks for joining us here each and every Thursday night. Tammy, Dame, Blocker, Iman, Jason's in the building. Dame 252, thanks for coming through, Dame. Come on through every Thursday night. Diamond Onyx, shout out to Diamond. Shout out to Diamond and shout out to Onyx. Shine bright like a diamond. Gary 439 in the building. Thanks for coming through.